going on, everybody? This is Big Mo here at the weigh-ins for True Grit, and the weigh-ins are over, which means the wait is over, and I am joined by two amazing fighters here. One from back in the day,
Yorkshire through and through, look I'm working with.
Former world champion Johnny Nelson, and the A-side, the headliner, the main event, the defending champion tomorrow night here in Sheffield, Callum Simpson. Callum, the wait is over. Weight cuts are always a tricky conversation with fighters. I never know if I should talk to you, if I give you some space, but you've always handled weight cuts really well. You've never really been bothered by them. You're never too drained on the scales. You always feel good after the weight cut, huh?
Yeah. You know, I've always made weight. I've always made weight well, and everyone always says, you know, this is the best camp. This is the best I've made a weight, but this genuinely is the best camp I've had, the best I've made weight, and yeah, I'm feeling good. I've felt good on the scales, feel good now, and I'm going to feel good once I've got plenty more food down me and wake up tomorrow morning and yeah, ready for fight night.
Johnny, what did you think of Callum on the scales? He looks trim, he looks ready, he looks a lot more, I guess, hydrated, than a lot of fighters sometimes.
One thing that surprised me is how the Dickens does he make the weight? The size of you, it's just guy. Like you're and I just wonder how long you'll be at that weight for, because you're forever growing. Will you step? How quick will it be before you step out, or do you have to step up? I remember when I was cruiserweight and it changed from 13 stone 8 to 14 stone 4, I think it was, and it was perfect for me. The time was right. You're huge at the weight. You've got the height, you've got the reach, and everything. What a great advantage.
Yeah, I think, like I said, for me, when I first were looking to turn pro, I thought we were going to be cruiserweight. But obviously, I just love my food. I think that's what it is. But you know, yeah, like I said, I've done championship weight 5 times now, 12 stone, and I make the weight easy every time. There's not been a camp where we thought I might struggle this one. So you know, if it comes a time where I need to step up, I'll step up. But you know, I want to try and solidify myself at 168 first.
What's different about this camp? Have you noticed anything different about this camp?
Yeah,
for this fight?
Yeah, I'd say, you know, I've been at start camp just over 12 weeks ago, and I feel past few camps I've started to feel fatigued a bit further out from fight night, and there's been some sessions where my coach has sent me home. Like, I've gone into the gym and he's like, yeah, go home, you need to rest. Or the sessions where I'm drained and nothing in me, whereas this camp, there's not been many of them sessions at all. And you know, I think that my last camp when I fought for Chile, from 3 weeks out, we literally just sparred and did a couple of shadow boxing and sparring, whereas this camp I've been able to train properly and put more in sessions and be able to spar way better and just put more into training and recovered better as well. So yeah, feeling good.
The biggest difference between last show and this show, you are a little bit heavier, but that added weight comes from all the hardware that you have now. When you look at the difference in your preparation, you were an aspiring champion last time, fighting for the British and Commonwealth titles. Now you have them. Did that change your preparation at all?
No, not at all. I'm still an aspiring champion. You know, yeah, I'm happy with these, but I'm not complacent. I've got big ambitions, big dreams, and these are just These are just one chapter of the Callum Simpson book.
Now, Johnny, I'm curious. One thing that's so impressive about Callum, obviously his skills in the ring, but he's a draw. I mean, a big draw. I mean, we were in Barnsley. They only allowed us to take one section. He sold that out in like, I don't know, about 20 minutes it felt like. They wanted to open up even more of it. It almost feels, it's rare to have someone this popular this quick.
It's not very often you get a fight that has that crossover appeal, that appeal where he's like the boy next door. Yeah. That appeal where everybody just wants tickets to get it. I remember Ricky Hatton was that guy. Yeah. Brian McGugan was that guy. Ryan Rose from Sheffield, he was that guy.
Right.
And I think that is because Callum's probably not removed himself from the community,
right?
And they've given respect and space to get on with his job, and supported him. And the one thing that stands out is, as much as they respect him, he respects them,
right?
And they see that and they feed off that. They came down here, and you've got to give him that,
yeah.
And so that's why he just has that's something about you think, I like him. Yeah. I know somebody like him.
Yeah.
And that's the nice bit.
Now, speaking of someone that likes you, okay, we like to have different dynamics here at Boxer. So we actually have the girlfriend of Callum Simpson, Daniela.
Hi, everybody.
First off, Daniela, you look great. You're making me and Johnny look terrible at this weigh-in, but I appreciate
Well,
that.
like
Now,
I said, you can borrow this coat anytime.
it's a little cold in here, so I might take you up on that.
It is.
Now, what some people may not know about you is you're an aspiring bodybuilder physique competitor.
Yes, I
so
am.
you actually know a little bit about maybe a weight cut or feeling
Oh,
drained or
God.
things like that. So
I really
can
do,
you
yeah.
relate to Callum a little bit today?
100%. I know well, obviously not the same, because I was saying to him, like, I don't understand how he can cut weight but still train so hard. Like, he trains twice a day, every single day pretty much. Obviously he has the day off sometimes, but he'll still go on a run because he just loves it. But I know exactly what it feels like. I know how exhausted you feel, and like I say this every time, hats off to Callum and any boxers, because it's so difficult. Like for me with my bodybuilding, like towards the end, I was literally just ticking boxes. I was going in there, just the sessions felt horrible, and I just wanted to get it over and done with. Whereas he pushes himself like it's crazy. I've watched him, and I just don't know how he does it. I really do not know. So hats off to him.
That's incredible. Now, you're obviously a big fan of the fights. We always
yeah.
see you ringside with Callum for Callum fights or not Callum fights.
Yeah.
Do you get nervous? Are you excited? Is it more, do you get angry? Do you get into it? What do you feel at ringside?
It's very, like, I feel very overwhelmed. I get excited, but also nervous. I used to love it because, all the way up I used to love it, but now his fights are just getting harder. Like, the fights are just not getting easier, so it's like, we all know that he's stepping up now. So I get nervous because it's, at the end of the day, sorry, this might sound a bit negative, but I work in a hospital, and anything can happen to anyone in life, and I just think, that's why I get really nervous at fights. However, I know how amazing he trains, and I'm just so confident in him.
I think the benefit is they both have the right mindset in regards to
100%.
preparing for performance, preparing for a fight, diet, food-wise, and everything. So to be in that kind of household, it actually puts you one step closer, because the worst household to be in is with someone that actually doesn't understand what you're going through.
Yeah.
Doesn't get the diet, doesn't get not having a bag of Walker's crisps, other crisps available in the cupboard.
I'll tell you, the amount of women that don't understand what goes into ring announcing, you would never understand. I try to level with them, but they never can relate to me. I don't know what it is.
So what I'm saying is you've got to have someone that's like-minded and gets it, gets the moves, gets the ups, gets the downs, gets them all. And if you've got that, then, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
That's
That's how it rolls.
Do you find that that's helpful, that dynamic almost, it fits, it almost feels like?
Yeah, definitely. I speak to some, you speak to some boxers, and they get nothing but drama from the partners, drama, and I'm like, I wonder if do they even train with that going on? But yeah, Daniela, she's so supportive. Helps me with meal preps, and she knows when to give me space as well. But when I need a bit of space, and she's very supportive. And
Come on, everybody's getting envious now.
We replaced Daniela with someone that maybe you like.
Johnny's still looking.
Maybe the same.
Johnny's
Ben
still
Shalom has joined us now. Callum, I know you have a lot to get ready for. You just finished the weight cut. The weight is over. You have to get ready for tomorrow night to defend these belts. Thank you for joining us for a few minutes. I will see you in the ring. Good luck, my friend.
Thanks, man.
Well done, son.
All right. Now that Callum and Daniela can continue with their day and get ready for tomorrow night, we've now been joined by the promoter, by the head boxer, Mr. Ben Shalom, to talk about the rest of the card. Ben, first off, all fighters made weight, which is a good sign. You always want to have that going into a weigh-in day. Now that we're out of weigh-ins and we head into tomorrow, what are you feeling ahead of this card?
I'm feeling excited because all of the fights are competitive. I think Scott Forrest and Sam Hickey, both of them are stepping up massively. I see Devon Miller looking to take Scott's head off. I see Lewis Howes coming in, feeling this is a 50-50 fight. Both of them in big fights at their stage of their career. That's all you can ask for. And then to see Jessica Camera come in pissed off yesterday, 100% was thinking, you little shit. That's what she was, though, wasn't she? It was like this 23-year-old woman has been there mouthing off at me, I've just arrived and everything this, and you could see she was like, you know what, I'm going to show, I've been in this game longer than you, I've got the size on you, and I'm going to show you what you're in there with tomorrow night, and I actually enjoyed it. I thought Caroline was slightly taken aback, it being stuck on her, but I think it's going to give her that sharpness and that focus that she needs for tomorrow night, that she's in a real fight, and Jessica Camera's a world level fighter, and it's great to see, and Caroline's just growing every time I see her. It's almost like she's gone another level. You know, not just obviously inside the ring, but she's really growing as a fighter and as a person. It's a star in the making.
One more fighter too that's on the card is Mario Silva. How did he come about? What's his background?
I know Mario from Manchester.
Oh, okay.
I've been around him a lot. I know his dad very well, who trains him, and he's just a very talented fighter. He signed with Chris Eubank Jr. and he has that sort of swagger about him as well. But very talented, known all across the Manchester circuit. Early days for him, but I think he's going to surprise a few people. He's phenomenal in the gym, and I can't wait to see it happen. And we've always looking out for the stars from Manchester, and they've not been they've been sort of since the Crawler and the Hatton days, and there used to be so many. Used to turn up to a show at the Manchester Arena and it's packed, and they've been few and far between. But yeah, Mario Silva for me is a phenomenal talent.
Sam Hickey coming off his first win as a pro, signed a boxer now, Scotland. Are you trying to build that Scottish roster, build that stable up there?
I wouldn't say. I think we want a Scottish star. We've been looking for one for a long time. We looked for a Welsh star, and we feel like we found one in Lauren Price. And when it went up for Catrell Taylor all those years ago, I always just thought it was just a phenomenal atmosphere, and what Josh Taylor could do up there was amazing. And then you're on the lookout, and Sam Hickey came up probably on the radar a couple of years ago. Thought maybe you'd go to GB, and then they changed the weight classes, and he couldn't go to the Olympics, but gold medalist at the Commonwealth Games, phenomenal talent with Rob McCracken. Delighted to get him. Felt like we got him through under the radar because he didn't go through the Olympics, but he's ready-made for the pros. He's going to do very well.
Johnny, something interesting now is, we've seen this stable develop with Boxer and Sky over the last couple of years. And we see now a lot of superstars being built that are now capturing world titles, capturing even British titles to start, but are now elevating those world rankings. But what I'm finding interesting is now these fighters are building fans outside of where they're from. We saw that today with Caroline Dubois. Caroline's built a contingent here in Yorkshire in that area. How important is for a fighter to build fans in different pockets of the world?
It's so important. You look at the people like the YouTuber guy. What's his name? Bob Tyson.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. You look at Jake Paul, and you look at what he's done. And regardless of what his talent is as a fighter in comparison to traditional fighters, the business side of it, where he's got that following, he's created that. Now, and this is what traditional fighters have to do. They have to build that popularity outside their town, outside their city, outside of boxing, because the bigger they are, the bigger they draw. The bigger they draw, the more the promoters want them, the more the TV wants them. Caroline Dubois, she's a southerner coming up north. Yeah. And did you hear the Barnsley crowd shouting it?
Crazy.
You wouldn't understand that, but if you can keep doing that, capturing their imagination of not just your city, a country. Yep. And then you keep spreading it, that's when, as a fighter, you see a massive, massive change from fighters of yesteryear and fighters to today.
How hard is that for you, though, Ben? Because you have someone like Callum that can command this draw, that can sell these tickets, that would be willing to hop into a world title fight tomorrow. But these fights of building that name, building that star power, how important is that for not only you as a promoter, but for the boxers themselves?
Yeah, it is, but then Callum gets frustrated that he gets the tag of being a ticket seller, of being a this, of being that. He wants to be a world level fighter. Sure. And so you have the balance as a promoter. I wasn't the one that offered him this fight. Yeah. He offered me this fight. He wants the challenges. Wow. He wants to build. He wants to grow. He wants to, as I say, be in world level fights.
Can I just say, and remember, this is how good this fight is. He chose him. And then they realised how good he is. We want him to be a mandatory challenger. And the British Boxing Board said yes, which shows how good he is. Shows how good.
He chose Steed Woodall because in his eyes, it's the only one that contends as the best super middleweight in the country.
And Steve Goodall said the only person that showed me respect to check my credentials is Callum. So Callum knew how good Steve was, and he said, no, I want to step up. I believe I'm going to be the best. What a great shout. What a great education for everybody else.
Well, let's do this. We got to wrap up here. The wait is over. Fans are over. They want to get on with the rest of their day and get ready for the fight tomorrow night. We've talked about Mario Silva. We've talked about Sam Hickey. We've talked about Caroline Dubois and Callum Simpson. Real quick from each of you, what is the fight tomorrow night that you are most excited to watch?
I'm looking forward to Caroline Dubois on her 24th birthday. Wow. Remember, doing a job. And of course, I'm going to go with Yorkshire. Of course, every time. Yeah. So I want Callum Simpson to do a job, and in memory of his sister as well. Come on, respect this boy.
Good show. Ben? fight of the night for you?
I think that Scott Forrest Devon Miller fight is going to be
Good fight.
is
Oh,
going to
wicked
be.
fight.
I'd be surprised if it goes longer than 3 or 4 rounds. They're both just coming to take each other's head out. We've heard about Scott Forrest's power. Devon Miller's just coming in. They know. Both of them have said stoppage. You know exactly what you're going to get with that one. Of course, Caroline Dubois, I think, stepping up. Everyone's excited to see that. And then the main event is it's going to be a nervous one. It really is. And I want to see Callum kick on and show that he is world level.
Perfect. Well, that is the wait is over. I am Big Mo on behalf of Johnny Nelson, Ben Shalom, Callum Simpson, and Danielle, our special guest. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night for True Grit, live on Sky Sports and on NBC's Peacock in America. And I will see you in the ring.
You are good.